What a pleasure. Welcome back, everybody, in 2022. My name is Friz Jankowski, and I'm so happy that I can start this year with another great episode of the Atos Manufacturing Fireside Chats. We already had 10 great sessions in the last year, and it was really outstanding. We were talking about marketing during COVID times. We were talking about different challenges we faced, like how you can interact with customers. We're talking about innovations on the market, where I just remember, for example, the virtual factory where you could walk through. And we got plenty of questions, and also a lot of the participants wanted to know, how are markets changing right now? How is Atos tackling the different areas? And today we're going to talk about insights on different markets. And I'm so happy that I'm not doing this all alone. He already joined me during the very first session, and he's there on the very first session of this year. Welcome, Robert Kramer, Global Head of Manufacturing Marketing. I would like to welcome you on stage right now, and I'll bring you up. Just give me a second. You're already here. Hi, Robert. How you doing?
Hey, Frizzo. Good to be back. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you. Thank you so much. And it's going to be a thrilling year. So many innovations coming up. We were already doing the planning for the upcoming Fireside Chats, Robert. And yes, we promised we don't tell too much to keep people engaged and looking forward, but there are so many great innovations coming all around. But today we're talking about something different, or I was telling about markets. So what's the topic of today, Robert?
It's so great to be back, and we've come a long way. A year ago, I do remember the first time we started this; it was fantastic, and here we are. We got so many great ones set up for this year. We've always looked at things from a kind of high level, from a global perspective. Today, we're going to dive a little deeper into some of our regions. One is specifically the growing markets, and we're going to talk a little bit about what that market is for manufacturing, what they're doing specifically in the manufacturing realm for growing markets, and hear a little bit about what fancies their customers and why they're successful. So
that's perfect. Yeah, very exciting. And growing markets, it's a big term. We're going to hear more about the growing markets and what the growing markets for Atos especially is. And Robert, if you wouldn't mind, I think we're going to bring up the specialist for this, for the growing market, Rafael Luis Lopez, Head of Global Sales and Account Management. So Rafael, I would like to welcome you on stage right now. Hi, Rafael. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year too, and thank you, Fristo and Robert, for giving me the opportunity to speak about this great and spectacular region and our activity in the region as well, right?
That's thank you. We're so happy. We're so happy that you are here. And I would say, we don't losing time. We have so many questions prepared. We got questions in advance. So, Robert, may I just hand over the floor to you and
sure,
go.
Yeah. Hey, Rafael, great to see you. Happy New Year. Hope things are going well. Surviving during COVID. Why don't you give us a little bit of an introduction of what growing markets is and a little bit about yourself so we understand. I know we just said the term growing markets. A lot of the viewers might not know what growing markets means, but it means a lot to you.
Absolutely. So first is to explain what is growing markets for us in Atos. So growing markets is a huge region which expands everywhere except for Europe and North America. So as you can imagine, it's that represents roughly 85% of the world population. So it's really huge. You have here some statistics on the background. So we are present in 38 countries. We manage more than 10 languages. So all in all, if there's a word to define the whole region, I would mention diversity. So it's an extremely diverse region with multiple specific characteristics and multiple customers and multiple different teams in the whole region, right?
Yeah.
Now,
go ahead, continue, please.
Yeah, now, if the other key characteristic for us in this region, and not only for us, but for everybody else, it's growth. This is why we call it growing markets, right? So this is for us a growth engine, and I'm pleased to say that we expect that our growth during 2021 will be double digit. So still the numbers are not fully public, but my expectation is that we will grow fast at this pace, and we will continue doing so in the next years, right? Still, there is a long way to go. So for us in Atos, we deliver around 8% of our revenues in the manufacturing industry, but we expect to grow fast, and I think the capacity of the expectation is to go beyond 20% in the future. So this is really our ambition, this is our goal, and this
That's
is what
fantastic.
we're working for, right? Maybe I can also mention the other keywords which are focus. So I think obviously to cover this extensive and vast region, we need to focus, and we have clear focus on specifically on some countries and some activities.
Mhm.
And the other one is collaboration, because it's so extensive. And one of my goals and my priorities is really to foster the collaboration across the different countries, across the different teams, and also with the rest of the teams, the global teams and the teams in other regions as well.
Great. So when you look at the different solutions that Atos offers in growing markets and how it's set up, is there specific solutions that are best suited for that region? And is it focused specifically on cloud or decarbonization, or is it smart factory, or what would you think would be the best state of plays for this region, Rafael?
So what I see is that our customers have similar challenges to customers all over the world. So this is common. We see big demand and a big ambition to really adopt higher levels of digitization, increase the levels of automation, and use extensively data analytics and artificial intelligence to foster all these processes. All those elements should facilitate and will facilitate the increase in productivity and profitability in the coming years. So we see common trends with the rest of the world, so to say. Now, what is interesting to mention is that for manufacturing, I think close to 60% of the added value in the whole manufacturing industry is provided by this region, right? So it's huge, and there are 4 countries on the top 10, so to say, in terms of gross added value. So led by China for sure, but also with countries like India, Japan, and Korea. So it's the market opportunities is huge, and that's what we're trying to.
Which country do you see as one that is not, that you didn't mention, could be the new up and coming country with the most growth? So you mentioned China, India, Japan. Which ones do you feel are ones, Turkey or some other ones that you could mention right now?
Yeah, obviously there are opportunities in many of them. Our focus, like I said, it's also beyond these countries that I already mentioned. There is focus on South America and Brazil in particular. Mm-hmm. There's also a strong focus in Turkey and also Southeast Asia, Singapore, and Thailand as well. So we have strong activities in all those countries, and also in other countries as well. So this is not exclusive. So we are active in some other countries, but in terms of focus, these are the focal countries. Yeah.
Great.
Now, all in all, we have around 100 customers for manufacturing, and I'm also proud to say that 10% of them are net new in 2021. So I think that the team has achieved a great work, right? And have won and engaged with new customers, with quite a number of new customers during last year.
Great. First, you're sitting on the sidelines here. You're watching.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It has to be cheered if those results coming in, just like in 21, are that great. So there's so much we can expect from 2022. Just like one thing, as we already had some of the live messages coming up from the participants. Thank you for all the New Year's wishes. But also, if you have questions to Rafael or to Robert, just like use the time and put them in the comments. We'll try to cover them. And now back to you and in regards of the concrete topics, Robert.
Thank you. So when we look at COVID, obviously we felt like we were coming out of this last year. We're back into it. We hope we're coming out of it. When you make your plans and what excites you for 2022, how do you bridge that gap? What are your plans to work with the customers, work with your client executives, the people that work for you, the sales executives? How do you bridge that gap for success?
Yeah, obviously there are quite a number of challenges for us and also for our customers due to the pandemic, right, and the special situation that we have suffered for the last couple of years. So we obviously use extensively technology to bridge that gap. So we have learned to work together more remotely and using the old technology facilities that we have and the technology provide us to really get engaged and work as a team together. So on the one hand, I think the pandemic has restricted the physical presence. So obviously the number of travels and the physical meetings have been reduced drastically. At the same time, we have learned to work together and also with our customers in a different way. So sometimes it helps, or technology helps to shorten the distances and break the distances in a different way as we used to do 2-3 years ago, right? So it's a different way of working. We still miss, obviously, the facility of traveling more often and moving it and having physical meetings with customers. But I think we have overcome all these issues quite nicely during this period of pandemic, right?
So when you look at the different ways that you're working, what would the lessons learned be for growing markets that you can maybe help other regions? Like what have you, if you would be talking to some of your peers, what would you advise them to do that you have done that have been successful with your customers? Because when you look at growing markets, it's the biggest market, right? And when it's set up that way, maybe you've already been put together in a way that you don't need to travel as much. So you may be more prepared going into the pandemic than some of the other regions, but maybe not. What do you think?
Yeah, well, I think, I mean, obviously, we like I said, we learned to work together. We are working with several type of customers, right? So we work with international customers operating in the region. So obviously, customers that span across multiple regions. So this is clear focus for us. We're also working with local companies that are willing to expand beyond the region, so and beyond their home countries. So we have some good examples in countries like China, like Brazil, and many others, right? So I think the way we work in growing markets, like we do in Atos in general, is to leverage all our technologies. We also work closely with our global teams, and I think I would thank all the facilities provided by our innovation teams, like the smart manufacturing studio facilities and all these innovation facilities that help us get engaged with customers and discuss on new innovative topics and drive a transformation for those companies as well.
So what would be the model that you believe that you manage your team and also that model of how they think of the way that you manage them? How would you describe that?
Well, specifically in growing markets, like I said, the main challenge is diversity. So, I mean, people is diverse and different. They even speak different languages, although we use English as a common language. But so first thing is to understand the different cultures. So I think this is critical. We cannot see a common a common way of seeing things and a common culture. So we need to understand and respect the different cultures. So this is also this is critical. So having open and discussion and communication with the teams is also very important. And also, from my side is to make sure that we can utilize the best expertise wherever it is. There is a tendency for the local teams to work with experts and the know-how which is available very close in the same country. So our challenge is really to bridge that gap and bring the best experts and knowledge and experience from other countries in the region, from other teams in the region, and also from the global teams to get their support to really bring the best knowledge and the best technology for our customers in the many and multiple different countries.
Would you think that's our competitive advantage for the region against the competition that you go against every week?
Absolutely.
The diversity.
Absolutely. So I think it is the way we manage diversity. I think it's in our advantage for sure, and the way we can interact as a global company, it's also an advantage for us. So I think we have had last year several significant wins in terms of contracts with customers, in which we have demonstrated that a good engagement and interaction between the teams from different countries, the teams, the local team with the global team, have proven to be excellent and differential to most of our competitors. Okay, so this is certainly a clear differentiating factor for us.
Great. Frizzo, any comments from you before we get to
well, not comment. I just would like to bring in one question. It's like, what are the main challenges that manufacturing companies are facing in growing markets?
Yeah, I think main challenges they're common to the rest of the world. No, this is no doubt, and manufacturing. So obviously, all the effects of the pandemic, all the effects with the supply chain and logistics, this is hitting heavily. So the need of additional levels of automation. So the use of data to really comply and to bring new levels of automation, remote operation, etc. Then the customer engagement is also critical. So the way to really engage with customers with personalized service and moving from a pure product kind of marketing to more service oriented market and personalized market. I think this is a clear driver in this industry. And obviously, all the increased connectivity. So we hear a lot about connected cars, but also all type of connected devices. We see a lot of traction from multiple areas, especially in consumer products, to have everything connected, right? And to get a much more personalized customer experience and improved service levels as well. So I would say those are the main drivers as I see them.
And as we sit here in January, we look, throughout the year to yourself and to the business. What do you personally feel you want to accomplish for the year for the growing markets? And it could be personally and professionally you see happening.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I mean, the opportunity for us and for me and for the teams is huge. So I expect to really grow faster than in other areas. So I expect to grow double digit during the year. So this is a challenge for all of us, but I'm sure that we can achieve this kind of growth challenge for sure. Then we started a transformation inside Atos to have much more customer-focused orientation, right? So we are basically making our teams with our internal programs to be much more customer-focused, to somehow simplify and facilitate all the internal complexities of a large company, and make sure that all our people are fully dedicated to serve customers in the proper way and attend all the customer needs and requirements, right? And then to the other key element, it is about innovation and it is about transformation. And this has to do with, I mean, we are also extending the mindset within our teams to really engage actively with customers on critical topics or new topics that will help and support the level of digitization. So this is key. So my goal is really to get engaged with at least our top 10 customers in strategic initiatives, innovative initiatives, to drive these transformation processes for them, right? And linked to that, to make sure that we accomplish concrete and measurable business objectives out of it. Okay? It's not just for the sake of doing a great innovation or proof of concept. It is really to make sure that this can translate into real business benefits. Right?
Great.
And then maybe last thing, not to forget, it's about talent. I think we see more and more the challenge of finding the right talents in different locations, right? So I think this is another key goal for us during the year, right? To really attract best talent in each of the countries that we operate and complement and enrich the existing teams that we already have in those places, right?
Great point. Great. Well, Frizzo, back to you. I think we've had a really good session here.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. And the war for talents, yeah, we know that's open on the whole world, not just for the growing markets. But Rafael, you mentioned engaging with the 10 top customers. So you already made like a sequel, because at the end of the year, we're going for another session where you can talk about like how things went, how far you have come, if you are happy to do so. Because I think with those customers, some great things will evolve over the time of the next month. So we will be eager to learn more and hear what happens over a year period of time. So that's an invitation. Rafa, if you're fine, we're going to invite you back within this year to tell us a little bit more about how things happened. And no, it's no official reporting, just like where the growing markets are going. Yeah. So I think that would be interested also for our audience, if that's fine for you, Rafael.
Absolutely. I will be delighted to do so, right?
Okay, that's absolutely great. And I always have to make sure that we're going for some other great sessions. Thank you so much, Rafael. You have so much on your plan, so I don't want to have more of your time. So get things going, rush on the market of the growing markets with all those countries. Thank you for joining us today for this session, Rafael. It was a pleasure to have you here. Have a great start of the year, Rafael.
Thank you all.
Yes. Okay, Robert, I think that was a great session already, a great kickoff of this year, 2022. So many ambitions and also some more episodes of the Atos Manufacturing Fireside Chat. Robert, what's on the plan for the next sessions that are coming up? We're going for more insights, right?
Well, we're gonna go through the other RBUs, the regional business units, and have some really nice sessions. But not to get too much into it, but we have some amazing campaigns. One is the Art of Manufacturing, which will have an art exhibit focused on what art is in manufacturing, bringing people and cultures and art to manufacturing. We're going to talk about that. We're going to release what that means to the manufacturing industry of Atos. So that will be coming up in February, plus many others. But that is our major campaign that we'll be talking about this year and showing everybody. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I'm absolutely excited. And for the audience, if you haven't heard of Art of Manufacturing, just go on LinkedIn. You will find a great video which gives you a glimpse on what we are planning to. We're going to be worldwide on tour. And it's just like such a great initiative that I'm so much looking forward and also happy to be part of that. But other things are coming up too. You already mentioned the other calls on the insights for the RBUs, the regional business units. And I think we're also going for some innovation sessions. Is that right, Robert?
Absolutely. So we got a lot of things on tap. Stay tuned. Please join us for all the ones to come. And we're excited to have your feedback. Thank you.
That's perfect. Thank you, Robert, for being with me for this kickoff in this year's Art of Manufacturing Fireside Chats. It was again a pleasure to have you here. Have a great day again, Robert.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. So, as you have heard, there is so much on the table that we are preparing for you. If you're interested to know more about the growing markets, just leave a comment here under this video, and we're going to provide you with a link here where you can find all upcoming information. Also, if you're interested in one of the other upcoming Fireside Chats, also stay tuned. We're going to send out the invites here on LinkedIn, and we'll be happy to welcome you back here. And I can tell you something, the next session, which is already taking place in a couple of weeks, is going to be something very amazing we're going to announce. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your comments, and also happy New Year to all of you. It was a pleasure to be here back at the Atos Manufacturing Fireside Chat. Have a great day, and bye-bye.